1, 2. Aha, yes. Retro stuff. So, well, I don't know. We're going to explore retro stuff. Most of it is broken. So, am I recording? Yeah, let me just record. All right, welcome to the stream. Welcome, Master. Um, more SNES boards. No, although I do have more SNES boards on order, but no, not more SNES boards today. Something a little bit similar to what I've done before and a little bit different. Um, Before I do all that though, I want to clean the desk a little bit. So this is all stuff that professional streamers do before they actually, switch on their stream. I just do it. I just do it live. Um, where's my vacuum? Oh my God, it's just such a mess in here. It really is. And I will improve it at some point. Just not right now. Okay, let's put these here. That there. This is what I want to get rid of. I want to get rid of this and this little flaky bit and this other flaky bit. I think I have a vacuum over here somewhere. Here it is. Oh my God. Woo! What's that? You finally got a 2-in-1 station. Okay. Well, it's still a proper one. If it's better than what you had, it's good. Um, Rome wasn't built in a day and all that. So that's cool. What are you going to solder with it? What are you going to be soldering? What are you going to fix? Let me bring my microscope over here in case we need that, and I'm sure we will. Let me just power up the microscope. Let me see, what else do we have here? Default laptop overhead. Let's try that. Oh yeah, it looks nice. You were trying to put a USB port on a Switch. I've, you know me now. I'm like that's way too. A Nintendo Switch is way too modern for me. I wouldn't USB port. That's now you've moved past 1994. This is an area I'm unfamiliar with. But that's pretty cool. I bet you that's hard because they hit the port off and pull three pads. Okay, yeah, that'll do. So it doesn't have a 2-in-1 station that I got off AliExpress. So does the 2-in-1 station do hot air and soldering? Is that what you mean by 2-in-1, or is it 2-in-1 like it does vacuuming? Like it vacuums and it does. Sorry, hang on. Let me change back to where I was. Got multiple cameras now. Look how fancy this is. Mini top right. Let's just make sure the microscope is working. Microscope. Oh, whoops. What do we got here? Microscope is working. Nice. Okay, so that works. Um, uh, Professional microscope. That works. Hot air and soldering iron. Cool. So why didn't you just hot air the USB port off then? How come it got ripped? Was it just not enough heat, or you just got impatient with it? Composite capture. Scope, mini scope full. All right, that looks good. Oh, nasty. Oh, so someone took the port off before you. Okay, but then you ended up putting the port back on. Then I put it on lopsided. The board wasn't flush in the case, so I had to pull it off. Okay. All right. So that's going to be hard to repair if you pull three pads. Um, do you have like that sounds like scope work. That sounds like scope work. I've not worked on a USB um, on a Nintendo Switch, but I get the feeling that that would be scope work because it's probably at the same pitch or similar to a HDMI connector, and HDMI connectors are a freaking nightmare. Um, as I think you saw on my last stream, uh, when I was doing the HDMI ports. I might get back to that actually. I just kind of got tired of it. Clean this. Um, it's definitely microscope work. So let me show you. See, there's there's expensive microscopes. I started off with this one. That's why I still have it. So this was like 30 bucks. Okay, so you could also go for that. And that was, I didn't buy the Adon Star for years. So you don't have to. Like I did a lot of my early work with this thing, and I still have it because I like to be able to. I mean, you've seen me examine QFP work with this thing. It's really handy, So um, you could try to do some scope work with something like that, because it's around the same price as that soldering iron you just bought. Um, so it would be in budget, is what I'm thinking. Okay. All right. Well, here's what we're going to look at today. So we're going to look at a few things. I got a little bit of a retro haul here. So first off, buying a microscope until I actually need one. My bet is you're going to need one about 5 minutes after you start that job on that USB connector. Um, so I don't know if you know what this is. This is a Sega Nomad battery pack, which goes into da, 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 a Sega Nomad. And I have a Sega Nomad that doesn't have the actual what's it called? It doesn't have it. I have one side of this. So this, why is this doing this? So I want to be careful with this because these are expensive, uh, and sort of semi-rare, or at least the back of it with the Sega on it is rare. Um, so my Nomad was missing this, and so I bought it so I could. Why is this doing this? I don't want to break this now. Wait to see I break the thing I just bought. Because I've never had this top. I've never had this top on it. NIMH batteries? No, 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 no. This is 1994, I think. So these aren't NIMH. This is like a case for regular triple A's or double A's. Um, so yeah, it's going to be a little bit different. Um, how does this come down? Does it go up? Does it go up? Does it go down? How does this even open? Well, it definitely opens from the back here for sure. I just want to be, you know what? I'll leave it for now. We don't need to open it because there's nothing inside it. It's empty. It's just got two batteries, and I don't want to rush it on stream and break it. It is really cool. It's a little battery pack, like battery acid corrosion. Um, I mean that's definitely possible. Um, let me see how to open. Mhm. Spotted circle acts like a button. Okay. So it definitely. I'm just trying to see now. Oh, okay. Okay. So okay, it's kind of trying to open on like one side, which is kind of weird. I I don't get that. Like I'm like, well, why are you only opening on that one side? So okay, let me go to the eBay listing because the eBay listing has this thing when it's open. So let's uh, let's see what that's doing. Bum ba bum 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 da 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 da. So I got this on eBay a while back. Oh, it's just a tab? Yeah, but like this is so dumb, right? But like I just don't want to break it because this thing cost me like 60 bucks, like a piece of plastic. Um, oh, you know what? I want to tell you something too. Yeah, so 15.99 our best offer, right? So this is the one we bought. So let's go up here. I'm going to show you what that. It should just open. Bum bum ba dum 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 ba dum ba dum dum. Okay, so this is what we bought. Oh, okay. So it pops up at one end. Is it this end then? One of these ends has that thing in it. Yeah, because you can see the little clip is right there. And well, and we spoiled the surprise now. Lift the tab some and pull it off. I'm assuming you're talking about this. You're talking about this tab here that I'm pointing at. This tab above the Sega logo. Yeah, I'm not joking you. It just won't open. I know it looks like I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. It only seems to want to open at this end. It's just look, see, it wants to open at that end, but it doesn't want to open at any other end. And like I'm using quite a bit of force. Oh, hang on. I don't get it. All right, I'm going to give up on this because I have more other stuff to show. So I'm going to not break this. Oh, sorry. Switch scene? Sorry. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I got to do the shortcuts to switch scene. Um, yeah. So like, if I break this, I'm going to really annoy myself. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're saying do it at the top here, but like, you know, I don't know. Hang on. Um, oh, yeah. There's the tab in the middle of the case. This tab. You think it's that? I think that's what. Sorry. There's this tab. So there's lines here. There's lines here. There's Sega. There's this thing which I know is longer and goes into it, I believe. Um, I'm just being too gentle with it. That's what's wrong. I'm sure if this was like $2, I would have already opened it. It's actually quite tight. I don't understand it. There's a tab in the middle on the top. Yeah, on the top. Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about this here that I'm looking at right now, right? This is what you're saying, right? Yeah, but I swear to God, I like nothing happens. Like it just doesn't do anything. Pull it up some. Oh God. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. We figured it out. I see what you mean. Okay, so I thought that this was in two pieces. I don't have I wear glasses. I don't have amazing. I see what you mean. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I definitely would have broke it there. You did help me there. A little bit of corrosion. We'll get some baking soda in there, and and fix that. But there is a little bit of corrosion right there too. So we will fix that, but we won't fix it right now. And given that it took us 10 minutes to open, I say hopes for the rest of the stream, but we'll see what happens. Okay, next. Next. You can guess, if you like, what this is. What do you think this is? Okay, let's see. What do you think it is? It's in multiple layers. I'll keep, all right, last chance to guess what this is. It is a, yeah, Seiko was cheap. Yeah, pretty bad. This is a Game Gear. All right, now, this is a Game Gear that I believe does not work, or at least when it was advertised, does not work. There's corrosion all over the battery compartment. We will switch the scope and see what's going on elsewhere. That's not the battery compartment. Okay. So pretty, that's pretty stinky. Yeah, so that'll have to get, yeah, that's not going to conduct a whole lot. What about down here? Yeah, so that's problematic, but not too bad. As they say, I've seen worse. I've seen worse. Watch my oh my god, watch my Neo Geo fix stream, and you'll know what I mean by worse. Uh, Actually smells okay. I know that sounds weird. I'm sniffing it, but like sometimes these things just absolutely reek from 30 years of sitting God knows where. All right, let's just clean the screen. See how that goes. All right, screen needs a replacement. Okay. So funny, that looks like a HDMI, doesn't it? But it is not. So we won't worry about that. Um, let's see. Okay. We might take this apart and see what's going on. We might take it apart just to see what, yeah, we might take it apart just to see what board revision it is, um, because that's sort of like a thing with if you're going to replace. I'm probably going to do a full upgrade on this LCD, the whole thing. So you know, now, so let's just see what to do. Caps are 100% popped and corroding the motherboard. You want to see? Will we take it apart and see what's going on? Okay. All right. Let us do that. Um, Let us take it apart. And we will see how messed up is this. We'll look at the motherboard and whatnot. There we go. Okay, got our little mini scope. We got all the equipment today, so this should be good. Let me just line that up. I'm sure it drives people crazy when that's not lined up. Okay, so we have to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's do that. Ooh, this hasn't been taken apart. This is a fresh one, chat. It's a fresh one. Yeah, this is it's a fresh one. That factory torque snap. That is right. She's fresh out of the bag. Okay, there we go. There's the torque snap. Yeah, the little screwdriver here won't even turn it. That's how tight they are. So this is I don't think this has been touched. I think like a lot of these things, you know, this was probably someone's favorite toy. All the memories that went into this unit. And then one day, either one day they stopped playing it and then they left it in a, you know, I'm going to say one, two, three. And then it just, and then the capacitors blew, or they played it until it broke, you know. But one way or another, at some point in time, this was someone's favorite. Whoa. Yeah, it's quite tight. Yeah, oh my God, this is fully torqued. Fully torqued. Yeah, like way more torque. I'll be very surprised if this Game Gear, I'll be very surprised this Game Gear has been touched. Now, I bought this off eBay and it came with 17 games. Crusty Etrelife. Oh my God. Well, I hope that's not the case because that will be pretty terrible. Um, it will really suck if this thing is destroyed with cap juice, but let's just see. Um, okay. Now I'm also going to need a game bit. Now, where did I put my game bit? I don't know if I have game bits in this thing. Give me a quick look. Yeah, I don't have game bits here. Where did I put my game bits? 1 second here. Just gotta find. Oh, I never have the stuff I need left out, but let me just see where my game bits are. Okay, here we go. All right, so game bit, game bit, game bit. So it's 4.5 millimeter game bit. Okay, so there's our game bit undamaged. Back over here. Keep the game bit handy. All right. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Chat. I mean, you tell me. This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good, chat. Let's take a look. I mean, those caps might not be amazing, but they also might not be terrible, right? So let's just put the, let me just for a second, right? I'm just going to put this back for one moment. I know it's pretty surprising slash amazing slash great, right? Um, have you ever opened one of these, Master? Now, what do we need? I guess is it's center. There's a DC 9-volt center positive. Okay, 1 second here. Um, uh, so, so this is a 9-volt. Okay, so I have this like multi-adapter here, which is amazing, and you can basically just put it into anything and work. So we're on 5 volts now, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 9. Okay, we need to change the tip, maybe, or maybe. Oh God, we do. Yeah, that's quite. It's not going to work. Let's see. This might work. Nope, too big. The next one up. Oh, that looks like it'll definitely work. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Boop. Okay, and then put this guy in here. Okay, so I just want to try and switch it on before I go fiddling with it. So let's just see. Is it switched power? Yeah, okay, I want to leave it like that for a second. Okay, let's power this up. 1 second, I'm just going to move over to my power read. Okay, now let's see what happens here. Something happened. Okay, let's get a game. All right. Okay, so this, like I said, when I bought this, it came with a lot of games. So let's take a look. Let's pick a game. I think this was someone's, I think this was really someone's, you know, someone's really prized possession at some point because someone either had a job and bought all these games back in the 90s, or they asked their mom and dad to buy them. Because these games, I mean, they weren't cheap either, you know? People probably like usually had like 1 or 2 games, but this thing came with 17 games. And given that it's never been opened, I feel like that this is probably Shinobi. Oh my God, I remember playing this game. I feel like this is probably the owner's collection, you know? And maybe he was the original owner, or they were the original owner, or she was the original owner. Okay, let's have a look here. Shinobi. Shinobi looks well played. Yeah. Okay, let me just get some Let me just get some IPA in there. Let me just get some IPA in there, and we'll clean that cartridge. We might need to clean the slot as well. I do have a one up, so I don't know if you've ever seen one of these, chat, but big fan of the one up. Yeah, it's going to work perfect. So you just get the one up, which is um, so you just wet it with alcohol, and then check that out. One up. Yeah. I mean, potentially. I wouldn't say it's not, what do you think of that? That's a lot better, isn't it, chat? I think you saw what it was like before there, which was, mildly terrible. So I think we got some of the oxidization off there. One up. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. Okay, now, but that's not going to clean the actual cartridge slot. Although I guess it kind of could, but maybe not really, no. No, 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 it's not. It's just felt. It's just felt. It's like it's specifically designed for this. Um, I don't remember where I got mine from, but that was it. Okay, so let's put in Shinobi. Oh, sorry. Let's try put it in the right way. Nothing happens. Oh wait. Oh wait, wait, wait. No, it is working. Can you see this? Woohoo! Now, so let's see if it works. I'm pretty amazed with this chat. That's freaking crazy. And the speaker is working, which is even more unusual, frankly. Sorry, that's me. I'm just goofing around here. My bad. Yeah. So this is both good and bad, chat. Because here's the deal. Let me just take a look. See, do you buy stuff off eBay, Master? Do you ever buy stuff off eBay? Um, because this is the look of the draw of eBay, right? All the time. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll show you some cool stuff that I just bought. But I want to show you this. So this is what I love about this is what I love about um this is what I love about eBay, right? So here was the listing. All right, let me just show you, right? Dum. So I'm just gonna switch it now. I'll show you. Okay, so this was the listing. Sega Game Gear lot console, as is for parts, all games work. Now, I'm pretty sure he said it didn't work. right? But my guess is that he didn't have an adapter, maybe. So what did he say? What was his description? What was it? What did he say? Shop with confidence. Hmm. What about the item? All games are tested and working. Game Gear consoles stopped working, as is for parts. Be assured all games will used to play them before systems stopped. Yeah. All the games work. Used to play them before systems stopped working. Some rare games included in this lot. Message if any questions. Also included are 17 official Game Gear cartridges. Huh. Okay. So my guess is that it stopped working because of the corrosion in the battery case, and then he just tossed it. Or, I mean, you can get good money for them now, which he did. But I still think with 17 games, I did well because it works, number one. So I may not actually upgrade this. I might keep this as is because it's in such good condition and it's original and you know until I broke the torque screws, it was untouched. Um, so I probably should have tested it before I opened it, but whatever. Um, yeah, there's no point modding this one because it's kind of got historical significance, as they say. So we might leave this one as is, and we'll buy some trash one. We'll buy one that's real trash. I meant, here's the deal. I bought this because I wanted to buy a trash one, but I also don't have a lot of Game Gear games, and so I wanted to also uh, get a little game collection going. So, oh my God, why did I do that one? I wanted to get a little game collection going, and so um, that's kind of what I did, and I intended to fix this, but now I don't have to fix it, so that's not a whole lot of fun, is it? I mean, it's kind of cool. I'm excited. Maybe this night started off kind of really sketchy, right? It started off like, hey, this guy just has a Nomad Sega battery cover that he's. Oh my God, what am I doing? This guy's got a Nomad cover that he can't open. So it started off bad. It has now turned what I would classify as good. Um, oh, I'm sorry. Switch scene, yeah. Well, hang on. Let's see what games I got. I didn't even look at the games, Master. So I have Sonic 2. Well, I have two Sonic 2s. Sonic Chaos, Legend of Illusion. Now, I remember playing a Land of Illusion game on the Mega Drive, which I loved. So maybe that's similar. I have some sort of wrestling game, Andre Agassi Tennis Shinobi. Where's the rare games? When he said there was rare games, what's he mean? Battletoads? Are there any games here that are worth anything, chat? Let me put this in chat, and you tell me. Oh, switch scene. Oh, sorry. Have I still not switched scene? No, I have. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, no, that's. I want you to see the listing. One sec. Um, I don't know why it won't let me chat though. Oh, it's because I'm on multi-stream. So just give me a sec. Okay. I don't know. Uh, find out what are the most. Oh well, So I'll tell you what I bought this morning, uh, Master. I bought a Double Dragon. I bought a boxed Double Dragon for the Atari Lynx, I think. Right now, look, look online, look online, and tell me a how much would you think to expect to pay for a boxed Double Dragon for the Atari Lynx? How much do you think that will set you back? Right. Give me an estimate, and then I'll tell you what I paid for it. Okay, I'm just going to put this back together because it's not worth messing with it. Yeah. Now, where did you see the 140? Where did you see the $150 price? And you have to look for a boxed. It has to be boxed, even with the plastic on. Um, oh, sponsored ads in the search engine. Okay. Yeah. So I bought one this morning for $126 because it had just been listed. And I don't know why it was so cheap, but we're going to find out on this stream. Not on this stream, but on a later stream. And so I think, um, yeah, so I I struggled to find I've struggled to find a boxed I struggled to find a boxed Atari Lynx Double Dragon because apparently it's the most expensive game for the Double Dragon. And I was like, well, what's the most expensive game for the Double Dragon? I was like, oh my God, $350. Yeah, I'm not paying that for a game. And then I was like, in before a piece of bread shows up. Um, what do you mean by a piece of bread? Uh, oh well, okay, maybe. Well, well, let's look. Let's look. You tell me. You tell me. We're gonna go to the listing, and you're gonna tell me if I'm gonna get screwed over. All right, how does that sound? You can recommend. I mean, I can't cancel this order. This is eBay. This is not Amazon. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if I got shafted. Now, okay, let's just put the covers back on and make sure that I didn't. It'd be laughable if I broke this in the process of taking it apart and putting it back together again. Okay, let's test another game. We like Shinobi. I played this under my bed covers when I was like 13. Sonic Chaos, Donald Duck. Oh, yeah, let's play this one. My friend had one, so we didn't have a lot of money, so I didn't have any consoles. Um, I didn't have any consoles. My parents bought me Super Nintendo one time, but then they had to sell it because I played it too much. Uh, oh, wrong. But that was the only computer that was ever, or the only console that was ever in the house. All right. Yeah, there's some slight. Sega. Okay. Tell you one thing. The speaker, I don't know if there's a lot of hours on this thing. It just seems so crispy. Um, I'm extremely happy with this chat. Extremely happy. I think that that individual, I'm going to message them and say thank you very much. Um, that was pretty cool. Uh, arrived safely, and usually I'll let people know I repaired it and it's still alive and it'll have a new home. Um, so I'm quite happy that it's not completely busted. Um, So that's good. So lots of games over here. So we've got 17 games. So now I have a bunch of, my God, look how many games I have here. It's ridiculous. All right. It would be funny if a piece of bread goes, if a piece of bread comes, that will be, okay. What I'd love to do, so I live down the road from a retro store, um, right? So listen to this. This is my pitch for starting a retro store. Okay. I live down the, well, not quite down the road, a couple of miles away from a retro store. So a guy owns a retro store nearby, and that retro store takes in consoles, games, all that kind of thing. And he was telling me the other day, he said it is peak bring in your 90s console season. Peak. He said that on Monday, he took in $20,000 in traded in value. So that means that whatever he took in consoles and games was worth $20,000. Um, Now, what he paid for that is going to be a fraction of $20,000, right? Like, you know, if he took in 20K, what did he spend? Maybe four? Maybe he spent 4,000, maybe? Um, like, it's just like people are aging out. Parents are finding stuff that their kids used to play. Um, the GameStop tactic. Actually, he pays good money for games. He does pay good money, and he won't take a game off you if like if he finds like if you bring in an Earthbound to him, like he's going to tell you it's worth a lot of money. He's not, he's actually a pretty good guy. Um, but so yeah, not quite GameStop, but at the same time, he has to make money too, right? So I don't know. Like when I say 4,000, I don't know. Maybe it's less than that. Maybe it's more than that. I don't know. But I know he's getting a lot of foot traffic of people bringing in games, So I just thought it was cool. I was like, I wish I could just own your store. How does he have so many Sonic 2s? Could you play Sonic 2 with other people? Why does he have three of them? And it's the only one he has three of. It says one player, so I guess no. But you would think, given that it was Sonic and Tails, that maybe you could do something with the. Anyhow, 17 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's 25 games. Did I buy 25 games? I thought he said 17. Also included are seven. Oh, that's 17 official Game Gear cartridge cases. So it's actually 25 games. My God. So what do you think? What do you think for that? That's 25 games on a working Game Gear for I offered him 250. So he wanted 300 and I did a I offered him 250 and he accepted. You check some of the games? Okay. Make me happy. Echo the Dolphin, The Lost World, Miss Pac-Man, Sonic Chaos, Shinobi, Donald Duck, The Lucky Dime Caper. Oh yeah? Did I get lucky? Is there good Primal Rage? Well, I know that game's terrible, but um okay, that's cool. So most of them were 10 to 15. So that's 250 bucks already. And you haven't even added the Game Gear. So would you call this a deal? Chat? Working Game Gear plus 25 games, not bad. I think it's not bad. I mean, 250 is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, right? But with the way video game consoles are going up and up and up, it's probably a safe investment to some degree. We will see, because I basically never said anything, so these will probably be with me until I die. Yeah, I'm keeping them. I'll keep them for my kids, just it'll be a starter collection for them, but they probably won't care because they'll be going around in their hollow hoverboards and watching VR video games or God knows what. Um, okay. All right. You want to see the next thing? You want to see the next thing? This one's going to be, this one's the mother load. Ha! Yeah, probably. By the time they're going to college, they probably will be able to pay for college with them. Okay, so this one, I mean, I'm a fan of these if you watch the stream. So there's not going to be anything too exciting in terms of unusuality. Um, New word there of what I'm opening here, but they are rare and they're even rare working. So I think what's going to be interesting here is this another piece of kit from Japan that says that it doesn't work, but then it actually does work, just like what happened earlier. Um, well, we're gonna find it. Are you gonna guess what this is? Oh, so close, Master. Not MVS, no. Um, what about the home version? What about the home version? Every so often, it'll pop up on eBay. AES. Yes. Every so often, it'll pop up on eBay, right? From Japan. AES for parts, junk. And I love fixing AESs. Number one, there's two reasons. Interesting. Okay, this has been opened, so this will be fun. I love fixing AESs for two reasons. Although maybe it hasn't been opened. Huh. Could have been a case swap. Let's see. Um, Looks like I got screwed. Well, no, I mean, I knew it was broken. I just don't know how broken or if there's even a motherboard inside. Um, but we will see. Let's see. Okay, okay, okay. Mhm. Now this one's going to be tricky. I know it's going to be tricky. Let me have a look here. Um, okay, so this is going to be interesting. This is a case swapped. This is a case swap. Ugh. I don't know why I paid so much money for this then. Why did I do this? I probably did it because it was the cheapest one on eBay. That's probably why. But even the cheapest AES these days on eBay is like $300 broken, which is like why? Like sorry, they've really they've really kind of gone to the next level with this stuff now. So yeah, the cheapest one these days now that even is remotely serviceable is like $500 or something. So I don't know what we're going to do in the future here. It's going to get pretty expensive to be fixing these. It used to be you could buy these for like 150. You could buy one for 150, and then buy them working was like 300. And now it is not that. Okay, let's see what are we doing here. Okay, so we need a real screwdriver. So case swap. Now, why would you case swap a 5-volt Neo Geo? You would case swap it if it was completely borked as a board, but you wanted to sell it and you had a spare 9-volt shell. So there's 9-volt and 5-volt. I've actually never owned, I don't think I've owned a 5-volt. So it's going to be interesting. Um, that's actually unusual. That looks like it's a new, yeah. Okay, so that's also a new foot. So those that's not an original, or at least not that I'm used to. AES foot. So that means that maybe this was a repair shop or some kind of refurbishment center, and they were like, oh, we don't. It could be that we don't have a 5-volt case, so let's just sell this, and because we can't do anything else with it, but someone else might want it. So this makes, I think I have 4 of these now, and all of them are working except this one because, well, because I haven't fixed it yet. Okay. Um, so let's think about this for a second. All right, so so now we have it open. All right, let me have a look here. Oh dear. Jumper wires. Oh no, actually, maybe the jumpers are actually okay on this. Uh, actually looks reasonable. That cartridge slot looks good. Hmm. Okay. I'll have to. I just need to look at the board to know what we're dealing with here. Oh, did I not? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess I need to take these off. I think those are for another. Those are for another part of it, though. Those might be for the memory card. So, if you're not familiar with some of these were so cool. So you could buy and have one of these at home, and then you could take your memory card. Oh, wow, I better remember that. So one long one and one not long one. You could take your memory card, bring it into the arcade, and continue your game, which is, I don't know why you would do that because you got to pay for it now. But people did that, I guess, maybe even to look cool. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is not, or is it Jumpbird? Is that a? No, actually, no. I think that is factory. I would have to look, but so this is Neo AES board. Interestingly, I don't think that this is a 5-volt. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe wrong. Let me see. Let me see. Maybe it is a 5-volt. There's something with the 5-volts where you can tell them apart by they have a choke on the board. Oh, okay. The Triforce. Oh, wow. I don't think I used that. Um, all right, let's see what look here. So let's just take Neo Geo board revisions. Okay. Oh, Oh dear, neogeo.com is not working. Okay, can I log in? No. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, interesting. I don't think I think maybe that was later in arcade world history. Um, because I definitely did not see that. Okay, let's have a look here. I'll tell you, it looks old. I'll give it that. Um, some of these chips on here, I do not have replacements for. Okay, let's have a look here. Oh, interesting. Um, all right, sorry. I just want to just have a quick look here. Uh, okay. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what we need to do here. So first of all, I got to figure out is if I think this is a 5 volt. I'm pretty sure it's a 5 volt. Um, uh, got you. Okay. 9 volt power supply. Okay, let's just look for 5 volts. God, NeoGeo.com is not working. Okay, so NeoGeo.com just won't load. Oh, interesting. 5 volts power supply center negative. Uh, I have a big box of power supply, so I'm almost certain I would have something, but I don't have one easily. Most first generation AES consoles, which have the Neo AES board, are 5 volt only. Okay. So some equipped with a Neo Power Zero board require 9 volt. Well, I don't see a new Neo Power Zero. Um, Neo Power Zero. Oh, okay. Mm-mm. Just chop the wire in half, reverse the polarity. We could do that. Um, one way to know, yeah, okay. One way to know for sure is take apart your console, look for a large copper coil and a 5-pin LM25. If both are present, the console requires 9 volt. Okay, so yeah, so this doesn't have the copper coil. That's how we know. And all my other ones do. Um, yeah, there we go. Yeah, the best idea SNK ever had was to sell a video game console with its power input going straight to all the chips without any kind of polarity or voltage protection. This probably resulted in many fried consoles and pushed SNK to make the 9 volt version. Yeah. Going over 5.2 will more or less quickly kill components. 9 volts will cook everything. Going under 4.8 can cause glitches or resets, okay? Um, you know what? I don't have a 5 volt. 5 volt. Let me 5 volts AES power supply. where will I get um, interesting. I'll have to find. Well, I mean, oh, triad magnetics. So this must be for, oh, for early Neo Geo AES. Now I think I have a triad. So this is what they're saying is that, you know, should be used for this console. I think I have a triad for my Neo Geo CD. I'm going to port the arcade version over. Yeah, pretty messy. Um, Luckily for me, this board looks, I mean, pretty stonking good. Um, Clock oscillator, everything. Caps on this look awesome. I don't see any problems with this board. Um, so Triad Magnetics 5-volt 3 amp early Neo Geo AES. All right, so was it center negative? Yeah, center negative. Pro POW, Pro POW 2, yeah, okay. Negative tip. All right. Okay. Okay. Let me see. I don't think I can change polarity on this. Maybe I can. Hmm. Let's just see what we can do here. Um, uh-huh. Let's say, Now, let's see what we do here. If you already have a center, okay. All right. Okay, I'm just reading here about that power supply. Another window. So, let me see. Let me ask ChatGPT, are there other consoles that use 5-volt negative? Because I have a lot of consoles here. Neo Geo, yes. Some Famiclones. Okay, what about the Neo Geo CD? Neo Geo CD, Neo Geo CD power brick. Neo Geo CD, power adapter for Neo Geo CD images. I'm just trying to see what are they? Are they 5-volt? Huh, okay, let me see what's going on here. Uh-huh. Oh my god. Okay, let me just go back here. So, Neo Geo CD power adapter. Okay, now mine's top loading, I believe. So power adapter, all models, 100, Stone Age Gamer. Stone Age Gamer doesn't even say. Oh, but hang on. That's the other end of it? Okay, well, that can't be used then. All right. No good. Yeah, I do remember it has that weird. Dang. Okay. Firebrand. Yeah, 5 volt external regulation, 9 volt internal regulation. ASPSU guide. Okay. Sorry, I guess you're reading this now with me. Yeah. So I remember this guy's website before. I'm gonna just put that there. I found a lot of bad information to float around the internet for years concerning this topic. First and foremost, there are only two flavors of power supply. Some require 5 volts DC with 3 amps, center negative. Others require 9 volts DC 1 amp, center negative as well. Okay. Upper rating of 10 or even 11 volts. Okay. Right now we need to figure out which power supply we should use. NeoJ had the following revisions over its lifetime. Neo AES. Neo AES 3233. The mistake Alpha Denshi Corporation made. So SNK didn't actually design the OG, but rather paid Alpha Denshi to upgrade ADC's old hardware from 1986 arcade architecture. Problem is, from the AES home console, is ADC designed a power circuit relying on external regulation with very little wiggle room, requiring pretty much exactly 5 volts DC input. If you lower the voltage, glitches, blah blah blah. Likewise, if you go the other direction, you start damaging the console. Accidentally plugging the wrong PSU will fry them outright. SDK realizes the problem and started getting reports of fried consoles. Quickly devised a factory patch mod board that replaces the existing power transistor circuit. Okay, there's the patch board. Well, we definitely don't have that patch board, so don't have to worry about that. Although, what's cool to see in this picture is all of this patching shenanigans on the 5 volt. That's cool. Okay, keep going. Circle in red where the power transistor used to live before it got removed from the board. Okay. Upper center circle in red is the actual patch board. Oh, I see what they did. Yeah. Okay. Um, close-up shot of the patch board. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. Below is the original AES console without any modifications done to it. Okay, there's the transistor. I also have the transistor. Okay, there's all the weird patching. That is so funny the way that patching doesn't that this wire patching here that must have been done in final assembly because it doesn't seem to be something that you would have a machine do. It's pretty interesting. AS3, first time I opened it. I'm on top of the memory card port. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right, let's keep going. So what about all those official PASU designations? Okay. They're all center negative. They're all 5.5. Says the only thing you can trust is open the console, examine the motherboard, dust matter condition to avoid any chance of frying the console. Yada yada yada. As far as replacement, I get a heap of praise on Triad PSU, so I personally recommend them for these consoles. Yada yada yada. But oh, that's it. North American 5 volt 4 amp. Well, that's all right, but I'm trying to find. I feel like I ordered one of these Triads. Let me go back to my website here, gmail.com. Triad order. Mouse for order updates. Triad power transformers. No, that was for something else. Well, that's a cool one, but that's not it. Okay. How much is that? One of these is 20 bucks for one on DigiKey. Okay. Okay. Uh, but I'm pretty sure if I go outside, I'll find one. That's the thing. I just have to go, do that. Okay, so I think that's enough looking around here because it's going to be quite a it's going to be quite a debugging exercise here to figure out what's going on. I'll tell you what I will do though. I'll tell you what I am going to do. I know that this board works, but that it has glitches in the graphics because in the listing it showed the graphics were sprites were overlaid, and what that is most likely a RAM issue. Because every AES that I've fixed, it's been a RAM issue where the so we could just take a quick look at the RAM for a second, just for giggles, just to see what's going on. See what's different. What's weird about these is that even when the board would have dried out back in the, even the board dried out, there's not really a risk of lifted pins because these are all dip socketed, Yeah. But I bet you one of these RAMs is toast. And what I can do is, because you saw me, well, I think you did, you saw me build the retro chip tester. So when we do go to fix this, we are going to fix it with the retro chip tester. We're going to pull stuff off the board and we're going to test it in the retro chip tester. We're going to find out exactly which piece of RAM is broken because it is probably a piece of RAM that's broken. Um, Unfortunately, though, I will have to figure out what to do. I will have to figure out what to do with the fact that I don't have replacement RAM. I don't think I have that RAM. That RAM looks different. But the RAM will be the problem. It will be the problem. I know because I'll tell you how I know. Tell you how I know. Um, I know because I'll just show you the listing and I'll show you the screenshot. Because if you've looked at my one of my bigger Fixit ones. I have like an 8 video series where I fixed an AES, and I learned a lot about graphic glitches and things when I did that. Um, and I looked at a lot of wikis, and I looked at a lot of different, what do issues look like. So actually, let me show you. Let me put this thing back together first, and now I'll show you how I know, or how I'm reasonably confident that this is fixable and that it'll be the same thing. Um, The one that I had to grind into, that's the one. The one I had to grind into the IC package. You know where that is now? That is at my work. I brought it into work, and now people get to play that every day. So that is what I do with that now. So um, I brought in that console. I have an MVS converter board, and I can play games in there. I have King of Fighters and a few games. Yeah, the one I had to grind into the AC package. That's right. That was the only unfortunate thing. Yeah, in fact, to be honest, I think I left it on last night. I often actually leave it on overnight by accident. So like I forget to switch it off when I leave the office, and then you know, it'll be on overnight. So like it's getting a good workout. It is definitely getting a good workout. Um, Sorry, one of these is the long one and one of them is the short one. I don't want to do short to long or long to short. So let's just see how this goes. Okay, this is correct. Oh, that was a mistake. So I've probably screwed up now. Uh-oh. Now what have I done? Probably broke something. I hope I haven't broke something, but I screwed that in, and that does not go there. No, it does not go there. So up you come, and then you go in here. Okay. Then you go here. So hopefully by screwing that longer screw in there, I haven't broken anything. But maybe that's what happened to the last person. Maybe that's how they broke it. Okay, so that's the Neo Geo. Let's put the Neo Geo over there in the broken Neo Geo section. Now, let's get the Neo Geo over here. And then let's take a look at this. Okay, so this is the listing, which I can go onto multi-stream and send you the listing. Okay. Yeah, good. It is a good environment to test out the durability. So, okay, so power adapter. Yeah, there we go. Faulty Neo Geo, right? So let's bring it up here, and we'll show you what I mean. There's the thing, and then here's where we go, right? So you see here, there's tiles that are getting duplicated and tiles that are sort of being omitted. What else? What are the graphics? But you see this push start button is working. Credits 04, credits 04. Like when I replaced the RAM and changed out different RAM types in the IC grinded Neo Geo, when I would put in bad ones, push start and like these overlays, they would disappear. They would just like not work. Um, and so there's palette RAM, and then there's like working RAM, I think. And so they do different things, but this duplication here is usually some kind of RAM issue. So you go through here, see push start button, all this stuff is good. So there's very little wrong with this console. Um, because to get it to do all of this and be rendering, all the custom ASICs have to be operational. So like the LSPC chip, like all the stuff that's really like that one that I fixed, the one that I ground the chip down, that was the LSPC for an AES, which is like they don't make those anymore. So um anyway, but if you go here and we'll take a look, right? If you go on Retro 6, so Retro 6, a pretty good guy. He um has an awesome wiki, right? So if you go look at the Neo Geo repair service, oh sorry, no, not that. Um Checkerboard fix, right? No, that's not really what I want. Okay. So you see here, Neo Geo AES, and look at all the stuff this guy has done, right? So he's got, here's the schematics, right? So what's amazing about this guy is like, as he's been learning, he documents it for himself, and then he just puts it out there. So, you know, he's very methodical and very ordered in how he does his work. And so he's got this whole thing of just documenting everything meticulously. So all the component IDs here. So he's got the AV pin out. But if you look here, there's a graphics rendering part, right? He's got this thing, the fix layer, which supports transparency and always overlap sprites. Um, the fix layer is non-scrollable, often used for text, HUD, scores, and health bars, right? So there's RAM, that the tiles are stored in a ROM, but they have to go through a RAM to be used, right? So there's the fixed layer, right? So fixed layer on this console is fine, right? Sprites, these are sprite and fixed layer together. So there's the sprite layer, sprite and fixed layer. But he also has some other stuff I'll show you here. Visual diagnostics, right? So he's incredible amount of documentation. I really love this guy's website. So visual diagnostics, Neo Geo AES, right? So take a look. No sync, no screen. Glitched pixels. If you get glitched pixels, blah blah blah. So let's go down until we see something that looks like our console, right? And he's got sprite shapes are fine, but black palette. This was palette RAM. No sprites or backgrounds. Broken traces or bad FE RAM. Okay, and then he shows you where the FE RAM is. Flickering small sprites, right? Look at he even has a GIF of what it looks like so cool. Um, Now he said he fixed one by replacing the LSPCA2 chip, um, which does make sense to me because that doesn't look like a palette or a you know that doesn't look like a RAM issue to me. That looks like rendering within the sprite, which is weird. Never seen that before. Um, there we go. Now, sprite doubling, pixel glitches. Okay, let's go down. Now, at some point, we're going to see. All right, there we go. Now, this looks a little bit like what we're seeing, right? See, stuff's getting doubled. You see the leaves here? So this leaf and this leaf is doubled up. FV RAM issue, right? If you get sprite doubling, which also sometimes followed by small pixel glitch, it's usually the SV RAM or the traces. Um, and there we go. CXK RAM connects to the LSPC. Uh, Now you got tripling of the fix layer, right? Um, this doesn't look like what we have. Um, okay, there we go. This looks a little bit like our problem, doesn't it? So he's saying here, look, he says reflowing this dry flux fixed this issue, right? So, and that looks like our problem, does it not? Would you agree? This looks pretty much like what's happening in this console, right? Like, let's go and have a look here. So here's what's wrong with this one. Here's what's wrong with this one. Looks like there's some doubling, some dropout, but it looks like a RAM issue. So that's why I think it's a RAM issue is what I'm saying. So does that make sense? Hopefully that helped you fix that'll help you fix the Neo Geo AES sometime, Master. Um, but yeah, that's what's going on. So it's 25 Game Gear games. That's really pretty crazy, actually. Um, it's a lot of it's a lot of Game Gear games. I'm very surprised. Too expensive. Yeah, I know. Well, I kind of save up a lot for these things. Like I keep a little fund for my retro games. Um, I need to buy another one of these things. I need to buy a new alcohol dispenser. Is what I need to do. Yeah, I do have alcohol left in this. It's just so yeah. Yeah, no, they're expensive. They are, and they're getting more expensive. So it definitely is not going to get. They're not going to get any cheaper, I don't think. And they probably won't get cheaper. A AMAO dispenser, AMAOE, AMAOE dispenser. Oh, AliExpress. Okay. Yeah. Do you like this one? Do you go by this one, Master? You like it? Looks like it's glass. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Okay. Okay. All right, cool, cool. What is it you fix again, Master? What do you repair? Like what do you mostly work on? All right, let's go back. Just game consoles, yeah, like more modern stuff, or like SNES and Sega and stuff, or more modern stuff. I think I asked you this before, but I'm after forgetting. Modern stuff, yeah, yeah. See, I'm too scared to touch those. I actually have a PS3. We could do that someday. We could do a PS3. I have a PS3 Checa 01 with, what's wrong with it? It has the yellow light problem, so it's not going to be an easy fix. Um, so it's not going to be fun because I think it needs a new RSX or something. Like, I looked it up before. It needs it's going to be a pain. I know it's going to be a pain. Okay, give me a second with this. Do I? I'm just trying to take. Sorry, I'm just trying to take a look at my wondering, did I scratch my whoops. Wondering, did I scratch my microscope lens, because the lens actually has a thing on it now, and a little mark on it, and it comes through on the video feed as well, and I'm like, I don't get it. What happened here? What did I do? Like, why is it doing this? I think maybe it crashed into something one day. Yeah, the syscon log. Now, is that something you could help me with, Master? If I go to like repair a PS3 one of these days, you've done that before, you know how that stuff works? Like, what would you be a good consultant on? If I was gonna repair something and you were on the stream, like, what would you be like, yeah, I know how to fix this? Hmm. Pass. You wouldn't. You'd be like, no. You wouldn't volunteer to be fixing stuff. Well, I don't blame you. It's not the easiest. Okay. Oh, I gotta put the little foot. Gotta put the foot on my AES. Maybe what I'll do is one of these days, if I can get enough people streaming, I will, fix an AES on stream, and then we'll like give it away or something. Um, Although it's kind of like, if you give away an AES, it's like, well, what's the big deal? Because now the person needs to go and find games, Like, although I guess they could get, you know, I guess they could get a flash card, but a flash card for an AES costs more than an AES, so it's an expensive area. Okay, all right. Well, that's all I kind of have. I don't think I have anything else cool. Oh, I might have. Oh, wait, I might have something cool. No point buying a flash card for the AES. Yeah, they're like 500. I know, but I mean, I think there is a point, is there not? To buying a flash, like, that's like the only console worth buying a flash card for is probably the AES, because if you wanted to buy the games, it would probably cost you like 20, 30, $40,000. Um, so I don't know. I think there might be a reason to to buy the games, no, or to do it. All right, let me see what we want to do here. This piece of crap. Um, this hunk of junk. God, this thing is the bane of my existence. I do hate this thing. I do hate it, but we're going to fix it someday. We are going to fix it someday. So this is the OSSC that we were working on that time. Um, just does not work. But yeah, one more cool thing that we might just mess around with. So, a second here. I'm gonna go back inside them. I just want to show you something real cool, real quick. Okay. Um, because I have, there's so long story short, there's a problem with this AES, or sorry, with this device here. There's a problem with this OSSC, which I want to fix. So it's 9 volt. Yeah, 9 volt center positive. That's fine. Okay, now we just got to find the right connector. Plug this guy in. You just go get the connector for the AES. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So I think there's a couple of issues with this. There's definitely a couple of issues with this board. Oh, look here. Yeah, there it is. Um, couple of issues with this board, but I think the major issue with it is that it's shorting out. So how do you find shorts? Well, on SMD boards, it can be fun. Ooh, that's interesting. Why is that not working? Oh, wait a second. Okay, let's see. So this is all right. So the this is the OSSC, right? But what we want to do here is, give me a second now. We're going to just do a thermal overview. So I have a thermal camera, but it only works on iOS, and don't even bother getting into this. It's just a whole pain in the ass. Um, but wait a sec. Yeah, will this work? Yeah, this should work. So we're going to do cheaper to buy a clone multi-game card from. Oh yeah, I know those things. Yeah, they're the clone multi-game cards. I know what you mean. They're the 163 in one. I know the ones you're talking about. Yeah, they're pretty cool. But there's a lot of articles of how glitchy they are. Um, like they're pretty glitchy. Okay. All right. So let's just see what's going to happen here. Now, why is this not working? How much did I pay for this? You don't want to know. All right, here we go. So, sorry. Okay. So the coolest part here, which is interesting, is the oscillator. Well, maybe that's a reflection, though. That might not be completely. Looks like all the chips are relatively warm. There isn't anything that's like overly toasty, except for the LED over there, which is, reasonably toasty actually. Now let's put on the macro lens just to see how that works. I've just been experimenting with this, we'll just see. Yeah, pretty cool. So we're going, so yeah, you can kind of see what I'm doing here, I guess. It unfortunately, and I found this out recently, um, very difficult to get this to work on something that's not iOS. So, all right, so that is at what? 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, I want to change that to Fahrenheit, but whatever. Okay, so there's some little bit of heat there. So these chips are alive and well, to some degree at least. Um, that chip is at, what is it at? 34.2. So let's just come up a little bit. Take off the macro lens. Sorry, gotta do this properly. Okay, so nothing sort of super crazy there. And then at the top of the, I guess the LCD. Yeah, oh, that's why it's reflecting. That's what it is. So um so this little, sorry, this voltage regulator here. Yeah, and I can feel it. It's pretty warm. Okay, so that's hot. Now let's turn it over and see if there's anything mega shorted on this end. Um, so and here's the thing, it would be easier if I did this, right? Okay, so see the voltage regulators are hot, but there's nothing. See, if there was a short, like a very specific short or something that was much, much hotter. Oh, wait, that one's 52. What's that? That's much hotter. What is that? Let me just get, let me just figure it. I think it's just a voltage regulator, but yeah. 1 second now. Yeah, it's just a voltage regulator. So one of them is drawing just a little bit more than the other. And then obviously, yeah, you've got the LCD. Okay, those voltage regulators. Resistors are all cool. And then you go over here, you got your voltage regulators again. Yeah, so nothing obviously shorted out there, which is, a little bit disappointing. Now, I do have a piece, I do have a resistor which is missing, which I pulled off the board, which is over here somewhere, because I did feel it was very hot. But anyway, that's where we're at. So we will leave it at that for tonight. I just wanted to show it to you, right? Because it's pretty cool. Um, I have a lot of toys, chat. I like to kind of stock up the repair shop, and this is where I kind of do my relaxing. So I like to have the right tools, and I like to just save up some cash and then just buy those tools and have the right tools, and then it's less stressful for me to do things. And but anyway, it's taken me 10 years to build up all this stuff, so it's a journey. Um, slowly, slowly but surely, buying things and never selling them. So, uh, there we go. Okay. Hey, well, thanks again. It's always cool to have you on and just hanging out. I appreciate it. And excuse me, 1 second. Yeah, and yeah, hope these streams aren't I don't know. Hopefully they're useful for you. They're not like too random and whatever. I just don't. I get limited time. I come in here. I just fiddle with whatever's around. I don't necessarily always have a plan coming in. I just have a few hours a night that's free, and then I come in and try and chill out for a bit. So That's really all I'm doing. Don't really have a huge, don't really have a huge agenda here on what I'm doing. So, oh my gosh, there we go. All right, so let's put that away. Leave it there, and we'll keep it. Whoa, we'll keep it for another repair night, and we'll leave that over there, and then we'll plug stuff out. Okay. Good night, chat. Take it easy. Have a good weekend, Master, because I might not be on again until, maybe later in the weekend next week. So take care. Have a good night, and yeah, I'll see you the next time.